I remember I sold a house there. One of my first years, $128,000.
I think I sold one for like $107 or something.
Yeah, and I remember like we negotiated so hard over like $2,000, and like we were going back and forth. I'm like, what? Now we should have bought like 10 of them.
It's the one place some people say, I do not want to look in that area, and that is the Dunovan.
Right. Welcome to the T&T Real Estate Podcast, where we spark conversations that set you up for real estate success. I'm Tyler.
And I'm Tanya, and each week we bring you expert tips on navigating Northern Ontario's real estate market. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, we've got the tools to help you thrive.
Welcome back to the T&T Real Estate Podcast. I'm Tanya, and I'm joined by my co-host, Tyler. Welcome, Tyler.
Thank you. How was your weekend?
It was good. It was pretty relaxing. Yeah, well, except for getting a new listing ready for market because it is spring, so we were busy filming a little bit.
Right.
Nice weather. It was perfect filming weather. Yeah. How about you?
It's good. My son's finally riding his bike without training wheels, which is kind of cool. But yeah, so we just like biked around the neighborhood and got listings. So I had a listing Monday. We listed one Friday. So it's just been spring market. Spring has sprung in Sudbury.
Go. Yeah. And good, you still have time to ride bikes.
Right. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's
so
good.
Today we're going to be talking about something that we get asked all the time as realtors. Where should I buy a house?
Right.
Where should I invest in Sudbury?
Mm-hmm. And I feel like everybody expects us to say the same things, which are fine answers, New Sudbury, South End, Valley. Mm-hmm. If you want water, maybe Azilda. But there are a couple different areas in the city that we're going to touch on today that, some people might not put on the radar.
People are not going to think about these. They're neighborhoods in the city where things have been kind of happening a little bit quieter, sort of under the radar, but we're going to be looking at real MLS data. And I think that by the end of this conversation, you might just be convinced that you're going to see some parts of the city differently and maybe even look at it as a good investment.
Oof, that sounds interesting.
Okay.
Okay, so what are we working with? Walk me through number one. What's the first hit list?
I think the first one we should start with is going to be the one that has the biggest perception problem. It's the one place some people say, I do not want to look in that area, and that is the Dunovan.
Right. And how do we feel about the Dunovan?
We are feeling like it has opportunity, overall opportunity. So in the past 2 years, the Dunovan had 152 sales, which is going to be by far the highest number of sales for the areas that we're going to be looking at today. Right. And the median sale price was $320,000. List price to sale price ratio was over 100, so we're at 101.5, which means that buyers are consistently paying more than the list price. And homes are actually moving at about 18 days on market. So that is pretty quick when our average and median's running about 30 days. Yeah. And the benchmark stat for the Canadian Real Estate Association says that March 2026, the benchmark price was $343,000.
Okay.
That is up from roughly $200,000 in 2019.
Right.
Yeah, so huge increase.
Huge increase, obviously helped by a couple crazy years. And I do feel like the Dunovan is going through like it's gentrifying. Mm-hmm. It's increasing. Like there are streets that I would recommend most people, if they're living there or wanting to live in the house, not to buy on. Mm-hmm. But I would say in the majority of the areas, there are really nice houses that you can get for obviously, to $100,000 under what the average price in Sudbury is.
Yeah, with our average price being like $500,000 now, that's a very affordable home. If you can get in under $4, in sort of that mid 300, high 300 level.
Yeah. Now, is this including Uptown, or is this just Dunovan?
Yes, Dunovan and Uptown. Yeah. So they're the same district, technically, and the Flour Mill as well. The Flour Mill is part of that main district. Yeah. So the area basically stretching from just north of downtown, north of Elm Street, going up to beyond Kathleen, kind of up by College Boreal, I would say, as a sort of marker.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of different areas, like especially where you're like the closest area, I guess, to Collage Boreal is beautiful.
Yeah.
Northern Heights.
We call that the Upper Burton area, or Northern Heights.
Yeah, and then Uptown, obviously, I guess it would be south of Kathleen, is really nice. You get some huge character homes there. Yeah. And there's been a few that people have like taken on huge renovations to just transform them, and they become super, super nice.
Yeah, and if we consider sort of the Dunovan area, that would be the area just north of Kathleen Street mostly. Right. And we've seen, I definitely think the perception of it being sort of a lower-ish quality neighborhood, the perception problems are real. Definitely you see some areas where you have a few multifamilies that are maybe not looking to be well kept. Right. But overall, there's been a lot of investment in that area in terms of the neighborhood. And there's people who are really putting efforts forward and making it a nicer place to be. Mm-hmm. So I think there's definitely opportunity in the Donovan. And it's funny when you look at it from both, I'd say, like a long-term resident perspective and an outside investor, people have the perception of, it being what it is, right. Or being worse than it is, I should say. And people coming from out of town, maybe they see right now, I was there just earlier this week with someone who's from out of town but now lives here. And the perception was, there's a lot of garbage around. That place looks a little bit run down. I don't know if I want to invest here. I don't know if I'd feel comfortable putting my money here. But that's kind of where the opportunity is. Mm-hmm. And that's why the prices are affordable. And there's so much room for growth. Right. And we're kind of in the worst season right now, too, with the snow melting and the Tim Hortons cups coming.
I mean, it's a surprising amount of garbage that lives in snowbanks.
Yes.
I don't know why.
But it happens in every neighborhood. It's not just that neighborhood. Even, for sure.
On our bike rides that I mentioned earlier, like on our bike rides around New Sudbury, I'm like, how is there this much garbage? Mm-hmm. And like just like a blue box decimated in pieces in front of somebody's house. But
we tend to have like spring cleanups and communities will get together and do those spring cleanups. And you can see in the Donovan, especially, there's a lot of sort of, I call it sort of like an artsy community. Yeah. You have Amber Hill Gallery, which is a really cute space for makers to have their products, and some local artists. And then you have the Cosmic Dave's, which is a record store, which is super fun to go to. They have, record day where they have people lined up ready to go, before the store opens for what records they might have. Mm-hmm. So it has sort of that sort of cultural sort of niche appeal. And then of course we know Beards and we know Tuco's are great vegan restaurants, but there's more happening and more people investing in that area.
Yeah. And I feel like there's like, even like you were saying, the investors that are going down there, they're really trying to make it presentable again and make it a really nice place for people to live. So I definitely agree with the Donovan being on this list. For sure.
Yeah. Well, I have a bit of a personal stake in it as well. So maybe I should talk up the neighborhood because we're now going to be investing in that area as well. Right. And I think, our idea behind it too is to be able to provide a nice, safe, clean, cute, affordable home for people to be able to rent. Right. And I think if more people, are like-minded and want to do that, it's just going to help the area. I don't want to sort of speak to gentrification. I don't want to make things unaffordable. That's not the goal. But the goal is to sort of just have people there who are keeping an eye on the neighborhood, living in the neighborhood, working in the neighborhood. So there's that sort of buy-in in that community feel. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think the numbers definitely tell a different story than what the reputation does. And I mean, it's a good, I feel like it's going in the right direction. So it's probably a good time to get into the neighborhood. Still fairly affordable, and with lots of upside, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen in the last few years, 41% of sales that still came in under $300,000. So under $300,000, that's a very affordable property price for people to get in the market. But then the top of the market is also moving pretty quickly as well, and you do have a lot of investments happening. And it's funny, I was there, we were there earlier this week, and there's even like a brand new, I think it's probably a triplex or a fourplex being built. Oh, really? Right in that area, yeah. Yeah.
That's
So
very
people
cool.
are definitely investing in the area.
Yeah. There's been some heavy renovations going on on a couple buildings in there. Like we did one, like we own on Mabel, which is just off of Kathleen Street, and we renovated all 3 of the units and made them nice, and tenants have no issues living there. So yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it helps you attract good tenants, and people have a good, nice, safe home. I think that's what we all want, right?
Right.
Yeah, and some people can't afford to buy homes, so being a landlord and renting those homes out affordably is definitely important too.
All right.
Okay, so let's move on to our next underrated community. I would say, which one do you think is next?
Do you want to hear my pick?
Yes.
Coppercliff. And I think Coppercliff is very interesting because of the proximity to the city, but also like the small town feel of it. Mm-hmm. What do you think? What's your opinion on Coppercliff?
Yeah, I feel the same. I think it's such a cool neighborhood. You have a lot of the homes that are, built. They were originally built as sort of a Inco town, right? Yeah. And many are over 100 years old. So that's pretty cool if you like the old character. I love to walk into a place with the old baseboards and the creaky wood floors.
Right.
But not only that, people seem to be staying and people seem to want to move to Coppercliff.
Right. Okay, so here are some stats. In the last 2 years, 54 sales, a median price of $358, and a list to sale ratio, I should say, of 202%. So the people that want to live in Coppercliff or are willing to live in Coppercliff will, compete over it. Obviously, the list to sale ratio is pretty high, and the homes sell with a median days on market of 14. So when something comes up, people are interested in the market and they want to be there. Now it's a good mixture of, the typical Inco style home, which is like small. It's good for like 2 professionals or 2, just starters raising a family. And then you get up to like the big, like mining bosses that used to live there. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Those are cool. Yeah.
And it's like, it'll be like a 4,000 or 5,000 square foot house with 100-year-old character.
I love it.
And they are gorgeous because the people that live there, they put a ton of money into these houses to keep the character, and it's worth every penny. Like those are gorgeous houses. Yeah, like Park Street, I think Cobalt even have some really cool houses. Right. There was one I had showed. It was kind of at the end of Park many years ago, near that Bryston's, right? And it had like a little maid's quarters, I guess, and a separate staircase for them to access down to the to the kitchen. It was kind of cool. Yeah. Because they can't share. You can't share. No, you can't share a staircase. But it's cool for now, like, hide and seek and all that type of thing. Yeah, and I feel like it was through like a closet. You went through the closet door and there was a staircase. Yeah. And I mean, like it has a nice like community feel to it. It's got the cliff, little bar and pub. It's got the little strip that has basically everything that you would need. It has like a IDA, has a LCBO, your little drugstore, has a post office. So anything that you really need is you can probably get it right in the town. But if you're looking for some, good crazy grocery shopping, or you need a big store, then you're gonna have to drive all of 7 minutes. Yeah, I was gonna say not even 10 minutes. 7 minutes to the south end to hit up a big grocery store at least. What else is happening in the community now? Like what is happening in terms of, or recently in the last few years, some developments? Right. So the big thing, and this is speaks to my heritage, the Italian club that's in Little Italy is what it's named, but it's just like a little corner of you got to go under a bridge, you got to go around a corner, and then you're in Little Italy, which is the old where the old Italian club was. So that was just sold, which was, I guess it was a pretty big thing in like the boomer generation. Yeah, but I think even like the guys at Valley, they would go for like spaghetti lunches and stuff. Like there was like a big buffet there. I think it was Tuesday nights they had a huge buffet for like anybody, and it used to be packed. Oh, you know what? I went there for a kids party once too, many years ago, and they had bowling. Oh, really? So it was like bowling and pizza and stuff. Right. So there's a bowling alley. Right. Yeah, it was a cool spot, but I mean, it was purchased by investors that run restaurants. I'm pretty sure it is, and so it seems like it's in good hands. They're going to do a good job with it, and yeah, I mean that's a pretty big development. Besides that, I mean, Bryson's on the Park is beautiful. The retirement homes there are gorgeous. And then, just the the proximity. I mean, where you can get a front row seat of the smokestack coming down, the super stack coming down as well. So it's, I think it's a good area. The CREA benchmark is at 355 for March 2026, which is up roughly 175,000 from 2019. So a huge amount.
Big gains in both of these locations.
Right. 28% of sales came in the last. So 28% of sales came under 300,000 in the last 2 years, and 41 came over 300. So there's a pretty big spread, and that's kind of what we're talking about. Either really big houses or some smaller houses. So I think it's a good spot. I think it's close to everything that you would need. You're also 10 minutes from Lively too, if you wanted to go out that way. But yeah, I think that's my pick.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love Coppercliff. And maybe if our listeners know any cool businesses in Coppercliff that you want to shout out, please leave it in the comments, because we're always looking for new places to go, check out, and places to recommend to our clients who may be relocating to the area.
Right.
So I love it. Okay, what's our number 3?
I think number 3, I think before last year, it would have been a bigger surprise. But last year was their standout year, especially in the real estate market.
We've been talking about it a little bit here, so if you've been listening to our podcast, catch up on the old episodes, you'll hear this little secret place be mentioned.
So what's this place?
This would be the little town of Capreol, Ontario, just past the valley, just past Hanmer.
Right.
Yeah, and it's funny because for the longest time in real estate, we have a lot of people that love to live in the valley. Right. They're willing to go to Valcaron, Valtreys. Hanmer sometimes is a little bit on the edge. Beautiful properties, beautiful homes. But most of my clients would say, there's no way I'm going to Capreol.
Right.
No way going to Capreol. It's way too far. Not doing it. But what do you think has sort of changed, and what kind of shifts have we seen here in our data?
Well, I think I remember 10 years ago, like people would have that, I would go to the valley maybe because it's like 15 minutes from the city, but I can't, like Capreol is just like too far. But now that house prices probably have doubled in the valley in the last 5 years, they're like, you know what, maybe I'll take the extra 5 minutes and go to Capreol. So I think there was not necessarily a stigma, it was just like a geographical thing. Yeah. But I feel like these days, and I mean, with the extra 10-minute drive to, get a price that's probably, $100,000 less than the Valley or Hanmer, I think it's worth it in people's eyes now. Yeah.
The data really does reflect that jump up. So in 2026, as of March, the CREA benchmark price was $382,400. Right. And that's a shocker to us, because we've been talking about this a little bit, seeing quite a few of those properties sell over $400,000, even like $450,000 for a bungalow in Capreol. Right. We were a little bit shocked when we talked about it, because prior to that, in 2019, the benchmark price was $155,000. Yeah, 155.
147% appreciation in 7 years.
Yeah, I think that's probably our biggest appreciation zone in the region. Yeah, and
I mean, like, there is a couple new streets, but I mean, even 2019, those streets existed. All the homes were there, but they did. Like, and I can't remember what the developer was that actually built them, but they did a great job. Like, they're very solid homes, very spacious, good style. And so I think that obviously, like, some people are starting to sell those, which are like the nicer, newer homes that kind of drive this price up. But I mean, in general, like, we're seeing like the small houses go for an astronomical. I remember I sold a house there. One of my first years, I think it might have been my second or third year in the business, $128,000.
I think I sold one for like $107 or something.
Yeah, and I remember like we negotiated so hard over like $2,000, and like we're going back and forth, and I'm like, what? Yeah. Like, now we should have bought like 10 of them.
Yeah, in hindsight, right?
Yeah. Right. So, it's an interesting spot. It is. I mean, really 7 minutes from the valley, 7 minutes to anything you need. It does have, the gas station with a Subway and a Tim Hortons there now. Yep. Some businesses are going back there. There's, some industrial style businesses there. Flynn Roofing is there. And then it's also close to, you're in nature. Mm-hmm. Like, you're close, like the trails go all through the city, or all through the town, I should say. They go out to Wanapate Lake. You can, quick drive to Rockies, which is our stomping grounds, and like it's it's close to really anything that you would need again.
Like you said, you're really by nature's door right there. There's lots of those sort of, I think like logging rooms. They feel like logging roads going up to like Ella Lake and that.
Yeah.
All sorts of areas to explore, but also like in the little town of Capreol, there is, sports complexes. There's an arena as well. Right. So the arena actually just they film Shoresy there. I don't know if you know that. They film Shoresy. So they have a contract for a couple more years to continue filming there. So that's great for the economy and great for, people milling about to have that sort of business going. Also that sports complex has a skate park. It has a soccer field. It's funny, actually. Before this, I was looking up like the sort of amenities from the city of Sudbury in Capreol, and the sports complex, the field, actually has, what was it, like 200 Google reviews and like a 4-star rating. People take the time to actually write, this place is great. This is the best place to play cricket. Bring Steve to double or something, the Zamboni driver.
Shout out to Steve.
Yeah, so it has, even just looking at those Google reviews, it gives you that community feel that actually exists at Capreol, which is pretty cool.
Like even reading through what the sports complex has, a soccer field, a skate park, a running track, ball diamonds, tennis courts, a youth center. Like, I'm not sure that New Sudbury has all of this stuff.
That's true.
Like, we don't have an arena, definitely. We have, I guess we have tennis courts, ball diamonds, but like not all together. It's not like it's like, it'll be like, well, beside my house, like Ridgecrest that has like the arena and the little splash pad. But like, this is a center where, people come,
Yeah. Oh, and another thing I should mention about Capreol. So Ben and his buddies, they go snowboarding out there. They call it, they're going to BC.
Right.
It's behind Capreol. I didn't know you knew that was the thing. But yeah, so they go and people have sort of built trails, and I'm not sure if there's a hut or something. Oh, yeah. But they go up there, they hike up, and it's a whole day thing to get like a couple runs in. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's super cool.
I mean, it makes sense because like we used to take a 4-wheeler behind there. So there are some huge hills that I feel like would be fantastic for snowboarding. So that's very cool. Yeah. Okay, so on the momentum side of the businesses of Capreol, apparently, so there's this gentleman, and I can't remember his name, but he's on TikTok, and he plays for the Sudbury 5, and he does like food reviews all around Sudbury. Oh. And he asked like, what are some like places that I need to hit, and like the comments were filled with this pizza place.
Cardino's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently,
I saw that last night.
Like the best place.
Yeah, I saw that last night from another food influencer. This woman who does, pizza, apple fritters. I guess one of my clients commented on it, so that's why it kind of came up in my feed.
So the Cardino's does apple fritters too?
Apparently, or they sell somebody's apple fritters. I don't know. They look pretty delicious.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah.
On my way through.
Yeah, go to Capreol. You've got Cardino's and
apple fritters and pizza. Oh my god, my two favorite things.
Yeah, it's always good to see people investing in new businesses in small areas.
Yeah, and there's nice little pubs there too. Is it Opie's? I think it's Opie's that we always drive by. That it's always packed with all sorts of vehicles. So
awesome.
Yep.
Okay, so we can talk a little bit about stats and pricing. Median sale price in Capreol for 2024 was $355,000. In 2025, it hit $400,000, and so far in 2026, it's tracking at $402,000. So it's pretty consistent, like a big jump up. Certainly in 2024 when we started seeing that trend, and then it's consistently sort of remaining the same, which is quite a sign that of a strong economy and a strong investment area.
Yeah, so it's moving up pretty good. 19% of the sales were under $300,000. So it's obviously narrowing a little bit for like the low section of the market. But almost a 50% increase in sales prices over 2 years. Yeah,
the appreciation story of going from $155,000 prior to COVID to now at $382,000 and even tracking to $400,000. It's probably one of the bigger appreciation stories in our area. And certainly there's no guarantee, and there's not likely that sort of jump up to happen again.
Right.
But certainly seeing I suppose the investment in the community and the people living there and people purchasing homes, it's a good sign that it's a stable place to invest.
Yep. Okay, let's move into rapid fire. Oof. How do you feel about this?
Okay.
Feel good?
Good. Go for it.
The Donovan isn't safe.
Oh. I would say that's not true. I don't know what else to say and elaborate. I think it's perception.
Yeah. Well, I think 152 sales in 2 years would disagree with that stat.
That's true.
People are willing to live there. We're seeing a lot of good businesses come through.
Yeah. So, I think to make things less unsafe, to make things more safe, you just need more people and more people investing their time and their energy.
Yeah, you got to believe in the area.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. How about Coppercliff is too far from everything?
Your 7-minute drive disagrees with you.
Yes.
I mean, you go. Yeah, I'm not even going to elaborate. 7 minutes to the south end, and you have everything that you need at your doorstep.
It's not a commute.
Yeah. In Coppercliff, the houses are just too old, Tanya. I don't want a project.
Projects are where the opportunities are.
Right.
Yeah, so you're missing the opportunity. How about Capreol is too far?
They said the same thing about Hanmer about 5 years ago.
Oh, good one.
Yeah. So just get out there. Go see it. Go live it. I'm going to wait until the neighborhood improves.
Well, then you're going to miss out on the appreciation along the way.
Cool.
How about the stats might be skewed by a few high sales?
They might be, but most of these areas have had a big enough sample size that it's not just a couple sales that will skew in the entire.
And it's not like $1 million skew either. It's like a $400,000 skew, and often we quote the medians anyway. So that corrects for that.
Yep.
So the pattern is pretty consistent here. People will dismiss these neighborhoods, and then years later they'll look back and they'll see all the other people making money. Yeah. So the neighborhoods don't wait for you to get comfortable to move in.
Oof, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Wow. 3 neighborhoods. There's 3 different stories. I think all are very viable options for people, especially looking in the lower end. Like we've seen with the stats that we presented today, there's opportunity out there. And I mean, it's just like, New Sudbury 10 years ago, people wish that they bought more in that area. And look at it now.
Yeah. And if you know maybe another community that we have overlooked, or if you know a local business that we should highlight, please leave it in the comments. We always love to explore new places, and we will see you next time.